Hey everybody, it's Jeff and Joe Singsheim here with the Reliance Real Estate Podcast. And today we are going to discuss, is the grass really greener on the other side?
Is it?
Well, we'll find out.
I guess. We always hear that, I guess, saying, right? Is the grass greener on the other side? And, it's really the way you're perceiving someone else, right? What do you say?
Right, absolutely. Well, for example, we are in competition with other agents all the time. Mm-hmm. And
it's easy to compare yourself to them, thinking like, why isn't my production as good, or why am I doing better than these other agents that you see hustling around and grinding it out, I guess, if you want to call it that, right?
Right, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And you can't, because everybody has their own niche in what they do in their business, whether it's real estate, whether it's selling cars, whether it's selling houses, whatever you do. You can't really compare yourself with anybody else. You really have to focus on your own grass.
Well, exactly. I mean, for example, Joe and I, we do a lot of prospecting when it comes to expired listings, mm-hmm. for sale by owners, sphere calls, those kind of things may not work for somebody else in our field.
Right.
Like he said, you just got to find your niche. Mm-hmm. Just because one person is successful doing that doesn't mean you can't find something else that works for you and feels comfortable doing to help you be successful in that way as well. And plus, also, success is judged by different things. Mm-hmm. One person, it could be a certain amount of money. One person, it could be how many families helped.
Right.
And that's another thing too. So you might see one person who you think might be successful, but that person may not think so.
And social media doesn't really help with that. We go on Facebook, Instagram, all these different, social news feeds, I guess you could say, and you go on there and you get to, you tend to think that what you have isn't good enough because you're comparing yourself to somebody's best self, right? I think you brought it up last time. What was your analogy? The iceberg?
With the iceberg.
Yeah.
On the bottom, it's the big, iceberg. All that hard work that somebody put into it, and all you're seeing is
success,
just
right?
And that's all you're seeing.
So we've come up with but we practice a formula, a form of allowing us not to focus on other people, and like you said, a healthy competition isn't bad, right? Trying to hold yourself accountable to certain numbers, or certain families helped, or dollar amount. But we've come up with a way of practicing gratitude is one thing that Jeff and I do.
Yeah.
We practice being grateful for, and we say grateful fors every day. And then we say daily affirmations, and I think that's a huge one. Is really between the gratitude and the affirmations, we're saying that we're grateful for waking up. We're grateful for having a roof over our heads. Mm-hmm. We're grateful for having each other and being in a team and holding each other accountable.
Yeah.
The things that we say help keep us feeling good about what we're doing. Mm-hmm. And it helps push us forward, so we're not focusing on anybody else's grass, for that matter. We're only focusing on our own.
It's focusing on your own goals, basically. Mm-hmm. When I first started, I was coached by a gentleman, Scott Allen, and one of the first things he asked me to do was do a self-talk, kind of what Joe was just saying. Mm-hmm. The self-talk will consist of only positive things. Like, for example, I will wake up and I'll make sure that I work out today. I have a healthy body. Mm-hmm. I eat healthy. Mm-hmm. People want me to call them. I love making phone calls. Things like that is just it's like a brain hack. Mm-hmm. And when you do it in the morning, at lunch, and before you go to bed, next thing you know, it just makes life a lot easier when you need to do those things.
You're preempting the actual outcome of what you're doing.
Yep, absolutely.
Doing it, right?
And it keeps you focused, like we just said, on your own goals and not somebody else's, because your success is judged by your own perception of that. And don't let other people ruin that for you.
Correct. Yeah. And don't compare yourself to other people. What you see on the outside isn't always what you see or what is actually going on. Let's say you compare yourself to your neighbor because you want a nice flashy car and he's driving a BMW or whatever it is, an Audi or a Lamborghini or even a nice truck or whatever it is you're wanting. Well, he might be up to his eyeballs in debt. He might not be able to make his mortgage payment. He might be borrowing the car or leasing the car versus buying it. When you outright own your car, you outright own your house. So in essence, you're doing better than your neighbor is. But therefore, you're comparing yourself to the neighbor when you shouldn't be, right? Same goes in business and in everyday life. Don't compare yourself, because they might be looking at you and doing the same thing, going, hey, I wish I had what he or she had, that kind of stuff. So,
Exactly.
I mean, you got to focus on what you have and be grateful for where you're at and why you're there. And, I mean, that doesn't mean stay stationary or sedentary and not move to the next level, but be happy with what level you're at, be happy where you're at in your life, and then focus on how to get there, and surround yourself with those people that maybe you look up to or you see doing better. Like you said, take them out to coffee. Take them out to lunch and find out what they're doing, so you can maybe learn from them to get to that level.
Absolutely.
And in turn, you're surrounding yourself with people that are like-minded or having the right minds that you want to be around.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like fertilizing your own lawn. So when you take that person out to lunch, you're learning some things. You're making it your own. You're not, doing exactly what that other person is doing, because it might not work for you.
Yeah.
So it's just very important to have the power inside you and believe in yourself.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. You want to, find books on the subject that you want to learn more on. Watch YouTube videos. There's plenty of ways of doing things. You can also sign up for classes, go back to school, grab a mentor, sign up for a coach in the business that you're doing.
Yeah.
Grind it out, make your grass just as green or greener. There's plenty of ways to do it, right?
Absolutely. Well, thanks, guys. This is what we have for this week.
Yeah.
Please subscribe to the Reliance Real Estate Radio. Leave us some feedback. Write us a review. I think we mentioned we're and basically anywhere with where you could download a podcast. We're there.
You can private message us, direct message us. You can write in the newsfeed on Facebook, on Instagram. You could go on YouTube and leave a comment. Anything that you guys want to know more about, we'll do a video on and a podcast on. We're also going to do a longer version of these if we have some in-depth conversations that we could have. You'll have maybe even guests on to help us out, and then also have coffee or a beer while we're doing it, and just have a little bit more lengthy conversation. We're trying to make these short so you guys can listen on the way to work or watch
In between appointments.
in between appointments, that kind of stuff. So it's just quick and easy. But hey guys, you have the power inside you. Believe in yourself. Reliance Real Estate Team Radio. And again, if you need help in real estate and you're in the Waukesha, Milwaukee area, our Reliance Real Estate Team,
give us a call. Look us up on our website, RelianceRealEstateTeam.com, and I'm pretty sure Joe has put a link in there because he's our tech guru to sign up. So thanks again, guys. Everybody,
All right.
have a great weekend.
Have a great